When I woke up this morning, I was feeling extremely grateful for everything God has blessed me with in my life and also in my business. I really get filled with joy and tons of gratitude whenever I get a really awesome review in my Etsy shop or a really nice comment under one of my YouTube videos. Some of the comments that I get is that I make it look easy, but it took a lot of hard work and practice to get to this point. So I definitely want to share with you some of the things that I learned, and hopefully I can help you on your sewing journey. And for my beginner sewers, I just want you to know you've got this. I chose this mug for you, and now that I have my coffee, let's get right into the video. In 2017, I bought my first sewing machine, but sadly I couldn't figure out how to use it, so I sold it at a garage sale in August of 2018. I purchased another sewing machine in 2019 and was determined to learn how to use it. So I watched tons of sewing videos. I even joined some online sewing academies just so I can teach myself how to sew. I used to get so inspired watching fashion reality TV shows like Project Runway. That was one of my favorite shows to watch. It inspired me so much to create fashion and beautiful things with a sewing machine. By the end of 2019, I was beginning to get really good at it, so I decided to take my sewing more seriously, and as they say, the rest is history. I am still learning, but after sewing for some years now and selling over 500 bags in my Etsy store, I discovered that there are some fundamentals that I really wish I knew sooner and practiced a lot more that would have helped me in the beginning of my sewing journey. So knowing these things that I'm going to share with you will help you improve your sewing skills in several ways. It'll help you sew with more accuracy and precision. You'll also have better control over your machine. It also helps you build a strong foundation. That's really important. Also, your finished products will be more durable. It'll last longer. And give you that professional looking finish that you want for your finished product. It also builds confidence and efficiency, so that way you can tackle more complex and complicated projects. So to show you the power and how important these fundamental skills are, I'm going to be making a product using these fundamental skills for an Etsy customer. And at the end of the video, I'll show you the power of practicing these fundamentals and reveal to you an actual product that I'm going to be shipping to one of my Etsy customers named Jade all the way in North Carolina. Hey Jade, if you're watching. And I know these fundamentals work because as my bags began to look more and more professional, I started to get more great reviews in my Etsy shop. Knowing these things will help you build your confidence. It'll also help you make beautiful products and sell more if your goal is to make money with your skills. One of the first things I was taught to do when I first learned how to sew was grab a sheet of loose leaf paper and try sewing along the lines on the paper. I really wish I would have known that this was very important, and I would have definitely practiced this a whole lot more. Your stitches will look so much better after practicing this several times before trying your first project. It can be difficult to sew on a straight line. I do a lot of quilting on the products that I sell, and had I practiced sewing on a straight line more, I would have been better at my quilting techniques a whole lot faster. Quilting is done mostly on quilts. It's usually just 2 layers of fabric with some sort of padding in the middle and lines of stitching on top. Bag makers use it as a great technique to add detail to any bag that you make. The second thing I wish I knew when I first learned how to sew was to look ahead a little bit in front of your presser foot when you're sewing, just like when you're driving a car. And when you're driving, you don't look directly at the front of the car. You look a little bit in front of the car on the road, or you look ahead of you, and you're still able to drive straight. Number 3 thing that I wish I would have known was so important was using the throat plate on the sewing machine more. It marks the distance from the needle to your desired seam allowance measurement. So if you want a 1/2 inch seam allowance, you have to line up your fabric at the edge with the line labeled a 1/2 inch. Right at the edge of the presser foot is about a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so that's what I'm sewing with here. This will definitely help you sew straighter and have more control. So these are the fundamentals, and before building something great, you have to have a strong foundation. I mean, it's the reason why you can't build a house without the foundation, right? I mean, you probably could, but if you did, the house would just lack structural integrity, durability, and it probably would just fall apart, just like your sewing projects. And knowing these skills are so powerful. Once you get past the learning curve, you'll be on your way to sewing success. But sharing these fundamentals, I'm hoping I can fast track you so it doesn't take you years to figure out like it took me. And these are just a few, but the good news is I do have another video that you can watch that'll teach you how to make neat stitches and also make a beautiful tote bag, so that way you can practice these fundamental skills. And don't forget to download my free ebook. It's a great resource to help you start sewing and making your first products. And I know I said I would show you the product that I'm shipping to Jade. So if you're wondering what product I'll be shipping to her, here it is. My favorite part of my sewing and bag making process. So go sew something beautiful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. That's why you should have your spool cap on.